Time for the ride home in ENC. This is your 5 o'clock drive with Patrick Johnson.
Holy mackerel!
More news, more interviews, more ECU stories than you can shake a stick at. Hey, stop shaking that stick. This is the Patrick Johnson Show.
Pirates win! Pirates win!
On 94.3 The Game.
All right, hello again, everybody, and welcome into the Patrick Johnson Show, 94.3 The Game, and online at 94.3thegame.com, also on the IBX Media app. Nice to have you with us here on the hottest day of this terrible heat wave, and try to stay hydrated, try to stay out of the mess if you can. Just one more day of it tomorrow, even though it looks like we're going to have a little storminess coming our way tomorrow as well. All right, good to have you along today. Let's say hello to Philip the Ref Pilkington with us here. Pilk, let's get a little one shot of you for the vast video audience here so I can do a little maintenance on the fairway here inside the world headquarters. There we go. Can't reveal our secrets to the people. See if you could pick. You know how they have those things? See if you could pick what's different on the screen beside each other.
Yeah.
We'll see if people can pick what's different.
That would be a tough one, I think, for the folks. I want to see if anybody can land that.
If anybody would guess that, we'll see. We'll see. It's very subtle. All right. So we got Cornell Powell today. Looking forward to having him on in a few minutes. And, Pilk, I think when you talk about guys that need to have a shot at the next level or back at the NFL, because Cornell's been there, it would be Cornell. And I don't mean on the practice squad. I mean, like, actually in the games playing. Because he was a human highlight film this year in the USFL.
Yeah, he was, man. I think his game really has evolved. And he was always a solid player. Obviously, he was great at Clemson. That's why he got that opportunity with the Kansas City Chiefs. But it just felt like his ability to be in there, not just taking mental reps. Because a lot of times you're taking mental reps or you're taking practice squad reps when you're on the practice squad, right? And to go out there and take reps with the ones, I just felt like his route running has become more crisp. His knowledge for the game has become better. And that's what allowed him to be successful. This is a guy who's always been high IQ. If anybody who ever around town has met Cornell, he's a very intelligent, driven young man. So I don't think that work ethic was ever the issue. I don't think, self-doubt was ever the issue. This is a kid who clearly has, or a young man, I shouldn't say kid, who's got his head screwed on straight. He's a great athlete, a great human being. And I think all he needed was those reps, and nothing can simulate reps like actual reps, and his ability to get that is the reason he's at the next level. He had all that stuff that it took between the ears to get to where he needs to be. He just needed the experience, and I think now he's got it.
He can't be any less productive than the tomato cans that your Carolina Panthers have trotted out there in the receiving game. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
There's been some bad receivers in Charlotte. A couple things I wanted to get. What's that?
On playoff teams. That 2017 receiving core.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But especially in modern times, really bad. A couple things I wanted to get to today that we I hoped to get to yesterday, and it didn't work out. Jake Jacobs was great. A lot of reaction to Jake being on with us. One, our friend Chris Hughes is in the neighborhood from Carolina Preps. He's doing kind of his tour of the East and catching up with coaches. I know he was at Farmville yesterday, so he's out and about doing that. If Fusey is still in town tomorrow or in the region tomorrow, we might catch him for a minute. We'll see. Second, did you see what the least safest college town in America was?
I did not. Are you wanting me to guess?
There was this Legal Beagle website that came out with the least safest deal in least safest college town. That's the key phrase, okay. College town. Not college in a major city, college town. The safest, Berkeley, California.
Okay.
All right. If you had to, all right, let me tell you, they're basing this on crimes per 10,000.
Okay.
Per 10,000 people. The least safest college town in America, Pilk, is
Go Gator.
Gainesville, Florida. And that's just the baseball coach assaulting people verbally.
Yeah.
And maybe, well, I'm not going to say.
I was going to say, I think there's been some other stuff there.
There's been some other things.
I think you're being really nice about this, Patrick.
There's been some other things. I don't want to get sued. Tony Cannon, let me say that to our friend from Greenville Utilities. I saw this, and we mentioned it on the morning, and I think it's worth mentioning here, but he received the Distinguished Service Award from the American Power Association's National Conference. So congrats to Tony. Tony is a great Pirate fan, a great ECU supporter, and just an all-around amazing guy. I really like Tony a lot. Tony's one of the best. So congrats to Tony Cannon there. At the Pac-12, we've talked a little bit about the conference expansion. The Pac-12 and the CBS and CBS Sports have, as they've put it, extended their partnership. CBS will be the primary long-term media partner for the new look Pac-12 through the 2030-31 season. Our friend Chip Patterson reporting this for CBS Sports. Pac-12 now includes, along with Oregon State, Washington State, San Diego State, Utah State, Fresno State, Colorado State, Boise State, and, of course, Gonzaga. Gonzaga's getting a full pay unit, even though they don't have football. They're thinking it's going to pay anywhere from $8 to $12 million, which is probably going to be on the low side of that, and it is not going to be much more than what the American got. Article that was sent to me today with the Pac-12 finalizing its primary partner for media rights, CBS Sports, which basically, puts games not only on the Tiffany Network, but Paramount Plus, and I guess CBS Sports Network will be the home. But I guess, as Dellinger reported, they're expected to prioritize Texas State, and others have reported that. The exit fees, according to this report, for the American Pilk, $20 million.
So $20 million for a $1 million pay raise per year.
Yeah. Oh, and there's no way to make that back.
No.
The Bobcats exit fee from the Sun Belt would be $5 million.
Don't make that back in
but
one
anyway, yeah. So this is talking about the offer to Memphis, but also citing Tulane, and we do know. I guess Tulane was reached out to, as was South Florida. But the big reporting we've seen is Memphis and Tulane now. But yeah, there's just no way to make the 20 to 25 back if you're one of these other institutions. I mean, you don't make it back all that quickly. You got to pay that out, and as you say, minimum. I mean, you could argue, okay, well, you get $5 million more if that maxes out at $12 million. But I don't think that's maxing out at $12 million. Do you?
No, I don't think so. I mean, they've already said there's only going to be 4 football games on CBS. Everything else is going to be on the CBS Sports Network, which is this close to having the same destiny as the NBC Sports Network. I mean, there's just not any content on it day in and day out the way Fox Sports or FS1 and FS2 have. So, yeah, I just
and they're struggling.
They're struggling.
And the Fox and the Fox properties are struggling.
They are. So, look, they're going to be lucky, I think, to get 8. I think 8's optimistic. I don't think there's anything wrong with being optimistic.
Well, no, I think Texas State goes. I think there's no doubt Texas State goes.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about $8 million. Not 18, $8 million. I'm saying that's, but yeah. Now, Texas State's going to go. Because like I said, they'll make it back in a year, at worst in 2 years, with only a $5 million, exit fee. So, look, this is good, though, for CBS Sports. I will say it. Look, you got to think. 10 years ago, the CBS Sports had to deal with the American. Remember how we used to always play those, really weird kickoff time games on CBS Sports Network? ECU would. They would be at 6. Remember that?
Yeah.
And then, the Mountain West had a CBS Sports deal as well. Well, that has since jumped over to FS1, and really CBS Sports is hanging on by a thread right now. But they don't even have like MAC stuff. MAC's all on ESPN and ESPN Plus as well. And we all know the MAC is the laughing stock of the FBS conferences.
The they want to be in the game. CBS, you look at what they've got. They've got the NCAA. They've got the NFL. They've got some NCAA, as we mentioned, NCAA tournament, NCAA basketball, NFL. They've got PGA. So, they've got stuff that pays, that is coveted by advertisers, high-level advertisers as well. And then they'll have the occasional bull roping or rodeo pop
That's what
up.
they got.
But they've got the NFL, and they're probably the legacy NFL deal out of all of this.
Yeah, but the tough thing, everything you're talking about is big CBS, man.
I understand, but they're all under the same.
Yeah,
they're all under the same umbrella. I'm just saying the sports division has this.
It is, but NBC Sports is making money on the stuff they put on big NBC, but clearly wasn't making enough on NBC Sports to stay afloat.
Well, what's interesting about NBC is they've got USA Network, which now houses stuff, and they've got you'll see Olympic stuff routinely pop up on golf, or which they own, MSNBC, even CNBC during the Olympics will air stuff. Obviously, USA. So they have destinations where they can put things that obviously have more USA Network's got some of the great. It is right up there with ESPN and TNT and TBS as far as penetration into U.S. households. It gets into the, it's not one of those that is finding itself not getting a lot of clearance. NBC Sports was just not getting a ton of clearance.
No, you almost had to. There were certain things under DirecTV. It was this baseline package, a couple others, but you kind of almost had to have a sports package, right? Where you said USA.
Yeah, you had to have the sports tier.
Yeah,
USA is on basic
is
cable.
Basic, yeah, it's as basic as you can get without having just rabbit ears.
If it were any more basic, it would be pumpkin spice. That's how basic it is. So
I was gonna say aluminum foil on some rabbit ears, but yeah, pumpkin spice. Lattes.
Right.
Let's not even get into that, man. I'm still drinking summer shanties. It's June, baby.
Wait a minute. What is a summer shanty?
It's a summer beer.
Oh, okay.
I'm not talking about.
I thought this
coffee.
I for a minute I thought you were talking about some kind of drink at the Bucks. I was about to lose a little
talking
faith
about
in
like
you.
Sam Adams summer. There's a couple others. Yeah.
What is your go-to this time of year?
I like Blue Moon. Blue Moon's a good summer.
It is. When I would drink beer, that would be one that I would enjoy. Now, is it a Blue Moon? Is it truly a Blue Moon without an orange?
No.
Okay. So you'll throw an orange on there.
I will. That's why I don't usually buy them. I usually buy them when I go out.
I understand. That's a going out beer.
It is.
That's a going out beer.
I really like Mexican beers all year round, but especially in the summer. Modelo.
Oh yeah, Mexican beer in the summer is a good call. Yeah. Yeah. Is Dos Equis good? I've never really had Dos Equis.
Yeah, I like the amber and the lager. I think the amber's got a little bit more of a taste, but it also sits a little heavier on your stomach. It's definitely
You know what is a very underrated beer? Red Stripe. Very underrated beer.
I like it too. That's one of those that you've got to have an acquired taste for beer. Somebody like you and I, yes, that is not one of the things I would recommend to a young person trying.
Oh, no.
Because the first time I ever had a Red Stripe, I about spit it out. But I was probably, I was 21.
Yes.
Exactly. Now, actually, I can actually admit where I was because I was not in the States. I think I was 18, and I took a sip of my dad's. We were on a cruise. And we were on an island.
You were in international waters?
We were on the island, but I think the island that we were on, drinking age was 18, and I was
18.
Well,
then you when in Rome.
Yeah.
When in Rome.
I can say I was 18 because it was true.
Were you Mike Mullis with the baseball? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, I don't know. I just picked it up. It was laying on the ground.
I got, by the way, I got some assignments today for volleyball season. So that's rolling.
Assignments? There's only one out-of-conference home game. You got one assignment. Or do we know the conference schedule yet?
I got assignments. I got the full Monty, buddy.
So they have not.
I got my assignments for local volleyball, and I'm waiting to hear on some others. And
There you go.
last
'Cause
week had a meeting on other TV, and there could be some things happening that are coming up that are going to be quite interesting. That more P-Man on air.
There you go.
We'll see.
Speaking of which, I know you can't totally tell is out of school, but that one out of conference match against Wake Tuesday night. Any chance you're on that one? Because I'm looking forward to having Wake in the building.
I don't think I'm on that one, actually.
It's the only one that's actually been publicly announced as a home game. So everything Patrick's got, only Patrick knows about. And the people inside the confines of ECU.
A lot of conference. I'm on a lot of the conference calls.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, but when are they coming out with that? Because they haven't released that.
I thought it.
I saw the out of conference the other day. Maybe I checked.
Yeah, maybe it's been released. I can't say. And that's for now. There could be more games added to the docket. We will see. All right. Let's hit a break. By the way, Cornell Powell in just a minute. We're going to have John Gilbert Thursday. Mike Swartz. Did I tell you that, Pilk? We're confirmed for Mike Swartz for Friday.
You didn't tell me it was confirmed. You told me that it was. You told me that it was in the works.
Right. So that's what we're looking at towards the end of the week. All right, stay tuned. More of the Patrick Johnson Show as we get underway here for this red hot Tuesday.
We're back to the show.
I missed you. We all missed you. Did you miss him?
This is the Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game.
All right, coming up later this summer, next month, while we're on our hiatus, it'll be the annual Cornell Powell football camp going on here in Greenville. Coach Medlin, Clay Medlin, telling me all about it yesterday. And we welcome the namesake of the camp, one of the all-time great Rose Rampants, national champion twice at Clemson, two-time Super Bowl champ, and now with the UFL, a champ, the one and only Cornell Powell, joining us on the Patrick Johnson Show yet again, and we got him on video this time. So this is really good. How are you? How are you, buddy? You doing well?
I'm doing good. I'm blessed. I can't complain. Just taking it one day at a time.
And Pilk can back me up on this. It seemed like every time I would see a highlight from a UFL game on social media, on Reels, on ESP, whatever. It was Cornell Powell catching a pass.
Yeah,
he had a heck of a year. What a time you had, and you guys won the championship too.
we did. It was special, man. It was a different feel just being a part of this team. Every team, every organization is different, and every championship run is different. But it all has the same rooted drive, and which is hard work, discipline, accountability, and just the will to want to win a championship. So
how much did what you experienced with an organization like Kansas City kind of serve you in this run, as far as you say, the accountability side of it, and just every day showing up, putting the work in? I mean, were you able to transfer some of that same thing that they do in the organization?
Yeah, it really started from Clemson, and just then going to Kansas City, 2 winning programs, being able to know what it takes to win, what adversity feels like, losing a game, but don't let one game turn into 2. Practice habits, staying late, coming early, and then just being a team player, being able to pull the best out of your guys around you, and knowing what makes them tick, and knowing what or when to step up and when you have to take over the game yourself. So but I learned that along the way from a number of great players from Clemson to the Chiefs. So just trying to pass on what was instilled in me in those winning places.
So what was, of all the highlights, what do you feel like your best play was this past year in the UFL?
Probably the first Arlington game in Arlington. I feel like that was my best game where I really asserted my dominance and was able to show my full skill set, tracking the ball, body control, and then just being able to make explosive plays when my team needed it. We were down in that game, had to come back, and then the leadership aspect, being able to keep everybody up, knowing that the game isn't over. It's a 4-quarter game. You know, how you start isn't how you finish normally. So just being able to instill that in them, and then we rallied and ended up winning the game.
So 2 national championships, Super Bowl a couple times, and now the UFL. I think you were the only player that has accomplished that. So you got that
Yeah,
going for you. You got that
yeah,
going for you. How does
yeah.
that
It's special.
feel?
It's special. Don't take it for granted. You know, each one was, like I said, a different journey. But you know, when you get to the top of that mountain, it all feels the same. Having that confetti fall down on you for the right reason is a feeling that, you know, it's unmatched. And once you experience it, it's something that you're yearning for, something that you want. You know, anything less than that feels like a failure, to be honest. And just having that mindset, no matter what the level is, no matter where I'm at. Um, and no matter what team it is, you know, I feel like it's infectious.
The great Cornell Powell joining us here on the Patrick Johnson Show. He's got his football camp coming back to Greenville. We're going to talk about that in a little bit as well. With the rings, where do you keep them? Do you ever wear them? What are you going
Um,
to get for the UFL? How are they going to? I mean, I don't know if it'll be on the level of what they did at Clemson, because those were some gaudy rings. But I mean, obviously, you got another ring coming to you.
yeah, I actually have them here with me, right here in Kansas City. But we are exposed to get rings for the UFL. You know, we got sized the Friday before the game, so you know it's going to take a little time. But you know, regardless of the ring size or whatever it looks like, you know, it's about the memories that you have to win that ring. And you know, the guys that are part of that team, the coaches from Vaughn to Coach Shannon Harris. Um, JT, the quarterback, and everybody else down the line, man. It was special to see those guys embrace it and be joyful in the moment. You know, it was, fortunately, it's my 5th time winning a championship on some level. So I I felt like my best experience this time around was just seeing other guys experience that same joy that I had.
Will you ever wear them though? Do you ever put them on when you go out or?
Yeah, I'll wear them to, you know, my friends' weddings, special
Okay,
events, you know, stuff like that, championship games, or you know, a big event. They're heavy. They're heavy for sure. So
yeah. Is there, when you wear a ring or when you look at, I mean, does a certain memory for that season or from the game or
yeah.
just from, does it pop in, or is it just maybe something that you're more thinking cumulatively?
Uh, it's more so cumulative, but if every ring has a different story behind it, and it's probably a moment, a game, a play that sticks out from every ring, you know, from that past season, and that's what normally like falls into mind. So for this UFL ring, the play or the moment that probably sticks out to me would be the championship game. Ironic enough, but how everyone responded. You know, the news came out, our quarterback ended up not winning MVP, and
Hmm.
we found out the night before in the team meeting, and I feel like everyone just tapped into a different mode. Everyone changed their whole mindset. We were out there on business, but that just added more fuel to the fire. And that when we came out of that team meeting, I knew that, you know, it was, we were going to dominate, and you know, we put it all on the field. Offense, defense, special teams, everyone came to play, and rose to the occasion. You know, in support of our teammate who I felt like was, you know, the MVP of the league just based off his stats and you know, the play. You know, everything that we went through. We lost coaches, we lost
Right.
position coaches, we lost head coaches. You know, players leave, come and go, and stuff like that. But um, he was able to lead us offensively. You know, where guys went out, and he just rose to the occasion every game. So I felt like he deserved it. But I think that really motivated everyone in our locker room, and we had one mindset, and that was to dominate, and we did from start to finish.
I guess that kind of comes with the territory with the UFL and the spring leagues, is that you might have guys, in this case the coaches, as you say, kind of move on. So I mean that could have
Mhm.
been a really bad moment in some ways for
Yeah.
your team. So how do you feel like, obviously the team responded well, but was that anything that was kind of verbalized, or was it sort of the thing where everybody knew, all right, we have the talent, we have the ability, we're on a mission, and we're not going to let this disrupt that journey?
It was definitely verbalized, and it started with Coach Shannon Harris when he got the job. He came. Coach Barlow was there, and he left like during training camp of the season, like a
Mm-hmm.
couple weeks before the game, before first game. And it was important that he did address the team because we didn't know what direction it was going to go. And a guy like me, this is my first year there on the team. We had a couple guys who played a couple years, but this is my first year. A lot of us was our first year, so having him speak up and tell us like, look, man, the mission is the mission. He set out a list of he set up a list of goals, which we win the state of Texas, defend home field, and with that mindset, it was 10 games, so we had 4 in Texas and 5 home games. So you do those criteria, we're going to make the playoffs and be where we're supposed to be at. So when we made it to the championship, it wasn't a surprise to anybody in our locker room. We all expected this. We came into this league this season with the mindset of dominate to try to get back to the next level, and everyone had that mindset, which was very helpful. And I was thankful to be a part of this team.
The great Cornell Powell with us. He just won another championship with the DC Defenders in the UFL. So what does your off season look like? And is the goal obviously the goal is to get back to the NFL. So where are you in that journey right now?
Right now it's off season for everyone. OTAs just finished up in the league, and then we just finished our spring season. So the next thing would be training camp, which is the beginning of August, end of July. So just waiting on the call, waiting to see what happens, see what unfolds. But I only control what you can control, and then leave the rest up to God. So,
Is there a situation that you feel like you would be a great fit in?
every situation, all 32 teams, I feel like I can help. So I'm not picky. I just want to ball, man. I love the game of football. So,
Pilkington, Pilkington is a Panthers fan. And so that's why he couldn't get the time right with you. No, but Pilkington. So, and I've told him, Pilk, speak up now. There are some tomato cans playing there in Carolina.
Pilk, look, anybody who's in the NFL is in the NFL for a reason. Let's not sit here. But at the end of the day, there has been a lot of struggles in the wide receiver room in Carolina, really probably since Steve Smith left. Even that Super Bowl team did not have phenomenal receivers. But hey, I'd love to have you, Cornell. Let's. If I had any pool, I would call. I'd give you a call.
Pilkington's going to work on this.
Call everybody man. It would be an honor to play for a team in my home state. All my family would be able to come to every game, and it would just be a special feeling for sure. I grew up a Carolina Panthers fan, so I'm a fan of the Musa Muhammad, Steve Smith, Thomas Davis, Luke Kuechly's, all of them. So it would be an honor for sure.
All right, Pilk, get on this. Because Cornell's
I'll call Jim
better than
Zoki, and Zoki's
get
my only
Zoki
connection
to work on this, because Cornell would be fantastic. Let me ask you a little bit about. Let's talk about the camp coming up. The 12th at Rose High. Tell everybody what it's about and how people can sign. I assume kids can still sign up, and tell us what's going on with the Cornell Powell camp.
So we're hosting our 4th annual Cornell Powell Youth Football Camp at James Rose High School, July 12th. Registration starts at 9 a.m. Unfortunately, pre-registration has closed, but we are allowing people to walk up day of registration. We're expecting 250 kids. Once we hit that cap, it's over with. Flyers are everywhere. All my social medias, the Powell Project, and my personal social media is Cornell Powell 14 on everything: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that. So
that's that.
Yes, sir.
And it's coming up the 12th, the 4th annual, and it's full every year. And again, you can register. Pre-registration is done, but you can register beginning at 9, day of the event out at Rose at the football stadium. All right, very good. Let me ask: is your mom still in Greenville?
Absolutely. My mom, the rest of my family, they're all there.
Okay. All right. So you'll get a chance to see them after the 4th and all that. Awesome stuff. Anything else we didn't cover you want to talk about? Because we've talked about a lot of things here. Anything you want to make mention of, or that? Cornell, by the way, Pilkington was a great basketball player at Roe High also.
Yeah.
Cornell would step off the football field where he caught like 45 or 50 touchdown passes, and then would go and average a double in like
Mm.
I mean, it was unreal. Cornell was so he could have played ball somewhere in
Yeah,
basketball.
that
It
was
sounds
back in the
like it. Were,
day.
were you a shooting guard, Cornell, or small forward, or?
Yeah, shooting guard, but that was back in the day, man. That was great times. That was great times for sure. High
Do you
school was
remember
busy
dunking? Do you remember the first time you dunked in a game?
at Conley.
Oh,
During
okay.
the
Was it?
it was the first time in high school. The first time I dunked was at Conley at the Christmas tournament. My freshman year,
Okay.
I
All
got
right.
moved up to play varsity for the Christmas tournament, and I had a crazy tournament, kind of like a breakout tournament. We ended up, I think we lost to South Central in the championship, but that day, like that tournament, made me varsity for the rest of the season. So it was dope. That was my first one.
Pretty amazing. Pretty
Yeah.
amazing stuff. Was there a high school game from Rose that stands out that you remember?
Yes. And this, I'm not being funny for real, but it was also against DH Conley. Um, it was the third round or fourth round of the playoffs, and Ole Miss was there recruiting me and Houghton Ahlers. And
Mm-hmm.
he came to me. He was talking to me pregame, like literally right before the game started. And I told him, I said, if I had 300 yards, you got to offer me. Man, I finished the game like 308, like 4 touchdowns, 2 kick. Like I had a punt return, kick return. I went crazy. That
Yeah.
Monday morning, I had an offer from them. So that was really special. And then that like steamrolled all the rest of the offers that came in and stuff. So that was a special night for sure.
You know, if you'd have been the NIL days when you'd be.
I tell people that all the time. I'm like, man, I went to Clemson during the best years. I won 2
Yeah.
national championships, made the playoffs every year. Bro, we would have broke the bank, you know. But we would have did it the right way. Like, you know, I'm not saying that I'm doing it the right way, but like it would have been
Right.
earned. You know what I mean? We
Yeah.
were actually good. Everybody, like 1 through 3 deep, we were loaded. So
You know, a couple years ago, I did a couple games out there at Clemson for radio. I mean, just an unbelievable atmosphere. I mean, the game day at Clemson's it's next level.
oh
It's wild.
yeah, it's it's special. And then when we go around, it's they updated it now. I don't know if when the last time you've been back. The last time I went back for the spring game, it was updated and it's beautiful. But that
Okay.
atmosphere is crazy. 82,000 deep. I think it's more now because they extended it. But the bus ride, the feeling that you get getting off the bus and standing at the top of the hill and seeing 82,000 going crazy before a night game, man. I've been a part of games where opposite teams started with 4 false starts. Like,
Yeah.
can't even hear the
Yeah.
person next to you. So it was definitely insane.
Hey, Cornell, thank you very much. Great to catch up with you, and best of luck in the off season here. We'll be following you, and congratulations on the great UFL season that you had.
I appreciate that. Do you want to see the rings?
If you got them, yeah, let's look at it. Pilk.
Yeah.
What do you
Hold on,
say?
give
What
me
do
a
you
Let's
say,
second.
do
Give me
it.
Pilk?
a
Yeah.
second.
All right, here we go. Cornell, I don't know if he's going to take us on a tour. He's frozen right now on the vast video audience. Maybe he's flipping it around. We're giving a play-by-play here on radio for the audience. The screen has gone dark. Of course, he might not be showing us where where
Yeah,
his
I think
abode is.
that's
That
what
might
it
be.
is. Yeah.
he
Nah.
he might have a safe. This is in Pilk, and
I would have
perhaps
it in a
he's
safe.
entering.
I would definitely have this in a safe.
Yeah, so we're waiting to see the rings here. Cornell Powell with us here on the Patrick Johnson Show.
And if you're watching on radio, go home on Facebook and YouTube pages and check out our video, and then you can see
Right,
Cornell's
if
rings.
you could go back and I'm kind of excited to see these rings, actually. I mean, you've seen guys with rings. All right, wait a second. We don't see there. Right, here he is. He's right here now. He's returned.
I had to go get him.
Okay, I figured it was something like that. All right. We're waiting the great Cornell Powell here to show us these rings. They're heavy. We know that.
Yeah.
4 of them. Oh gosh, look at that. Oh geez, now that's a pretty good looking case there.
All right. Can you see this?
Yeah, a little bit, sure. Yeah.
There we
All
go.
right, yeah,
This is
Kansas
the-
City. It's a great it's a box with the Kansas City logo on it. Yeah. Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yes. I'm excited. Very ready. All right. Oh God, it closed. All right. All right. I see that. It's got the Kansas City emblem on the inside. All right. Pretty good stuff there.
Cornell means the
Cornell's
cameraman. That's the problem. There we go.
Yeah, Cornell's going to great lengths to show us this. All right, there it is.
Wow, it's like rotating. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it does.
Look at that.
It's normally a video that's playing. I think it's dead.
Okay. So there's a video and the ring is rotating in this case. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That is now the dog is coming. Don't let the dog bite on the case there and start gnawing on it.
And this is the second one. So I'll show you.
Wow. Yeah.
This is the last one.
Oh my gosh. That's gorgeous.
Yeah,
okay, I see it's got all 4 Lombardis there from all 4 you guys won, obviously dating back to
there it is.
1969.
Cornell Powell, 14.
Powell. Yeah.
What's the dog's name, by the way?
Bentley.
Bentley, okay. Wow.
That is awesome.
Back to back. That is awesome. Man.
Back to back.
I love the case.
This one,
oh, wait a second.
the top pops.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And it has like confetti.
Oh wow.
That's awesome.
That is amazing.
The confetti moves though, like it goes.
Oh, I can see it now that you tilt it that way. Yeah. So is that an
Right.
actual piece of confetti from that night?
No, these are just football confettis.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Lombardi trophies. It's Lombardi trophies.
yeah.
So the confetti when it comes down the championship is a Lombardi trophy.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Cornell
And then
Powell
this is the
showing us the Super Bowl ring. That's one of the plays.
This is the game-winning play.
If you're listening to this on the radio, I'm with Pilk. It would be worth going home and rewatching this on YouTube or Facebook to see these rings. This is unreal. This is like bonus coverage, Pilk, for everybody.
This is the first championship ring right here.
Okay.
It came with a box too, so it's smaller. This is the first one. It's a little bit smaller, so boom. You open it up, and the video plays.
Oh
wow! There's Mr.
Yeah.
Hunt with the Lombardi. Yeah.
You can hear it.
Yeah, you can hear it. Oh my gosh, that's pretty amazing. It's not
And
spinning
then-
around though.
Nah, this was the first one. This was the first one, and then this is the ring.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty amazing. Can you imagine Pilk being at a wedding and Cornell Powell walks in and he's got the Super Bowl ring? He's showing
I
it.
was going to say, they're going to say to heck with the bride and the groom there.
And then
Yeah,
this top
Cornell.
pops off.
The top pops. Oh, the top pops completely off. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can
Man.
wear this as a necklace.
Oh, wow. That's really cool.
Yeah.
That is pretty.
So like, it pops open a little thing. You wear it as a necklace.
yeah.
It's
Now, have you
amazing
ever
how
worn
far
it on
these
the-
rings have come. I mean, I want to
I know,
see the
right?
first Kansas City Chiefs ring from 1969 when Lenny Dawson was there and
They probably-
compare the Cornell Powell ring to the Lynn Dawson ring.
There we go.
Yeah.
He's got them on. It looks good.
This is why you don't wear them out, man. This is like,
Yeah.
imagine my hands. Just,
Yeah. I got you.
But
It looks
there you
pretty
go.
good though. Congratulations, man. Those are earned
Appreciate
for
that.
sure. That's amazing. Cornell, thank you so much for the time, man. We appreciate it very much, and we'll talk to you again very soon. Proud of everything you've accomplished.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate it.
There he goes, Greenville Zone, Cornell Powell. How about that, Pilk?
That was awesome, man.
That
He's
was
such a
pretty
nice guy.
cool.
I do feel
One of the
really bad
best.
that I misled him on the time. I forgot that he was living in the Central Time Zone. He's probably mad at me. Sorry, Cornell.
All right. Let's great to have Cornell Powell on, and don't forget his camp. The pre-registration is done, but on July 12th, you can go out to Rose and register starting at 9 in the morning if you've not done so. This is a camp for the youth in Greenville, so head on out. It's the Cornell Powell camp, and Cornell's got it all on his socials. All right, here is Philip the Ref Pilkington with the 94.3 The Game Sports Update and Pirate Report.
Thank you, P-Man. Starting in Pirate Athletics, they've added a new pitcher to the staff, Gavin Van Keppen, who started 13 games last year with West Virginia. He has spent all 3 of his first 3 years of his career in Morgantown, where he had a just under 5 ERA. The Celtics have traded Drew Holiday to the Portland Trail Blazers for Onofre Simmons and also 2 second-round picks. Carolina Hurricanes have released their preseason schedule. They will begin play on Monday, September 22nd, when they host the Lightning. They'll play a pair of games against the Lightning, Panthers, and Nashville throughout the preseason for a total of 6 games. And tonight, Chase Burns will make his Major League debut for the Cincinnati Reds as they take on the New York Yankees. Burns obviously played for Wake and was the losing pitcher in that final contest of their season last year in the Greenville Regional. That'll do it for your 94 through the game Sports Flash Update and Pirate Report. We'll take a time out here on the Patrick Johnson Show. We'll be back to wrap it up right after this.
And now, the stunning conclusion.
Why is everyone screaming?
On 94.3 The Game.
I think the best part of the interview with Cornell was the case with the spinning display.
Oh, yeah. It was
for the Super Bowl ring. That had to be one of the highlights.
I knew they got boxes, and I knew the box nowadays, at least, and the box of the team logo on it. I did not realize I just thought when you opened it up, it was bigger than the average jewelry box, but I didn't realize it was that. And the fact there was the video in the second one, I guess, in the second one he showed, which was the first one, of the kind of the game and all that.
Yeah.
It was Mr. Hunt with the trophy, and he said the battery was dead in the other one, or it would have had the video playing as well. I mean, the amount they put into these things nowadays.
It's a big enterprise, Pilk.
Yeah.
The National Football League. Speaking of the NFL, Aaron Rodgers on the McAfee show today, your mileage may vary on that, telling Pat that he is going to likely retire after this season. So is it Super Bowl or bust for the Steelers and for Aaron Rodgers?
I think it's keep Mike Tomlin's never had a losing season alive or bust if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is not a good team. The offensive line is not going to be great. He is not the mobile quarterback he used to be. I was talking to our friend Cole Barnhill last night, as well as my good friend Davis, who is also a Steelers fan. We were having this discussion. The team is not going to be very good. The defense is okay. Rodgers is going to have some weapons who can get open a heck of a lot quicker than they did in New York, but he's going to have to be a quick West Coast quarterback because if those plays break down, he cannot create the plays with his legs that he could. You know, he was throwing all those Hail Marys for Green Bay back in 2015.
So what is this, a cash grab? Not that he needs
maybe.
it, but
yeah, I don't know if he needs it. I think it's, it goes back to what Cornell was talking about, the love of the game. As weird as Rodgers is, it's tough to step away from something that you've been doing since you were 4 or 5 years old. And I think if this is his last season, it's great that he gets to know that going in, knowing that it's your final farewell tour, knowing that it's your final thing when you walk off the field that final time. I mean, obviously not to the level that Rodgers did it, but we've all walked off the field our final time. And the unfortunate thing for so many guys, you don't know whether or not it's your final time. It's whether or not I'm going to get picked up next year, whether or not I'm going to get a college offer. That was one of the, but when you're one of the guys who are fortunate enough to either retire on your own or maybe you're just not, you're not going to play in college, when you walk off after that final loss your senior year, that's it. There is something that's, I guess, closure about it, knowing, hey, this is it, and the minute you unstrap those shoulder pads, it's the last time you're ever going to do it in a competitive way. And, I wish him the best. I hope he has a good season. He's a weird dude. He's had an up and down NFL career, up in the regular season, pretty down in the playoffs, but he does have a ring. He's a Hall of Famer, and we'll see what happens. But, yeah, I just don't see Pittsburgh I see him being competitive. I just don't see him being contenders.
he claims he's married.
Who'd he marry?
He said he married somebody, and it was reported that there was no record of it. I don't know where one would look to find the record, but
okay.
Brian Murphy's going to be with us tomorrow. WRAL sports fan, investigative reporter. We'll kind of get the status of where the rev share portion of the tax collected off online sports gambling, which in the House version, ECU stood to be a big winner. We'll see where that is. And he's also had the occasion to talk with Bill Belichick. North Carolina saying they're going to go 20+ million per on rev share for football, basketball, women's basketball, and baseball. And then John Gilbert will be our guest on Thursday here on the PJ Show. And then we've got Mike Swartz, it looks like, on Friday. So that'll be what we're doing for the week. And then we will have our final set of shows for our before our summer hiatus coming up the 30th through the 3rd. Might get a little silly season, Pilk, with everything going on that week. Might get a little silly season.
Let's do it.
And then we're going to have a specialty show on the 10th. I've heard conflicting things about media days. And that's kind of what we're doing. And then we'll be back sometime in August, early August. Igo's last show is Friday, I assume?
Yep. So we're getting a little PJ overtime next week.
It's the right time. Let's not say overtime. It's the right time. And then when we come back, we'll have some scheduling to tell you about with a lot of Thursday night games and Logan shows and all of that, and kind of lay out what our show is going to look like in the football season ahead. But anyway, that's where we're headed. We'll see how it all shakes out. Pilk, anything else we hadn't hit on today that we discussed? Did you mention the Canes, your Carolina Hurricanes preseason schedule?
Yeah, I mentioned that. I think the big thing we haven't hit on would be just, I guess it broke well after the show last night. Heck, Patrick was in bed when this broke last night, that we did get the West Virginia kid. Was that the kid that you saw when you were at dinner or whatever the other night, you think? 6'6", 245? You said he was a big kid.
He was big. May have been. He was a big kid. I couldn't hear because I still have this summer cold. And, I shook hands with the guy and his dad, but
yeah,
had said hello to his mom, and AK was there and all of that. So,
hey, this guy's a potential starter. He started 13 games last year at West Virginia, 5 the year before that, senior. Not great, accolades. He's not another Ethan Norby, but could he be another Jake Hunter? Maybe a little better. I think so.
Well, the thing I think you got to look at is the measurables, 6'6", and how good will this kid be? Well, we'll find out. Yep. I hope what you're bringing in is going to have a little more consistency than what it had last year. We had a lot of walks last year.
Yeah.
At inopportune times. So we'll see. He checks all the physical boxes. All right, thanks to Cornell Powell for being with us today, back in the morning on Talk of the Town. And Pilk and I will be here tomorrow with the Patrick Johnson Show, and Brian Murphy scheduled to be with us from WREL Sports Fan. All right, have a great rest of your evening. Stay cool.